When your business banks with Washington Trust, you have access to convenient digital tools and branches statewide. Best of all, there's always a person to answer your questions. So you get decisions fast because they're made locally. Washington Trust understands Rhode Island businesses. After all, we're one too. Open any business checking account and get a $250 bonus. Washington Trust. What we value is you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. My name is Ben Barber, and today I am very excited because we are talking to our friends from Washington Trust about shredding and other community events and whatnot. I'm very excited. Hold on, Paul. I'm going to switch you so that... Why is this going? All right, there we go. Now I'm in the middle. Now I feel better. All right, here we go. So today I am joined by Jill Balzano, who is the AVP Community Relations, and Paul Moon, who is the AVP Branch Manager in Richmond. Welcome, guys. How are you?
I'm well, Ben. Thanks for having us.
Wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. So, Paul, you've worked in the banking industry for more than 2 decades, and you've been the branch manager at Washington Trust since 2019. You manage my favorite branch of Washington Trust, which is the Richmond branch at 1200 Main Street in Wyoming. That's my favorite. I know I shouldn't be biased to banks, but that's my favorite branch of Washington Trust. By far.
It was actually also, we just celebrated our 225th anniversary, and we were digging through the archives. It was the branch in Hope Valley, which relocated, was the first one that was opened. So,
really?
Fun fact.
I didn't know that was the first one.
Branch location, yes. Expanding beyond. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's incredible. That is incredible. Celebrating 225 years this year, which is just insane. Love it. So, Jill, you design and manage the Washington Trust Company's corporate giving programs, which include employee volunteering, nonprofit and local partnerships, and community benefit events such as the Shred Days. And I have to say, I spoke, especially during the 50 over 50 that we just did for the Ocean Community Chamber of Commerce, I spoke to a bunch of individuals from the Washington Trust Company, and man, every single one of them was on different community nonprofit boards, ran fundraisers, did all sorts of stuff. Like, you guys get out into the community and really give it a go. And you're the driving force behind making sure everybody goes out and does that. How did you guys both get into working for the bank?
Paul, I'll let you go first.
Well, I started my career in another institution, but I am very happy I came to join Washington Trust because of those community efforts you just mentioned, and makes me proud to work here. So that's why I came over to Washington Trust, and wish I had done it sooner.
Yeah.
Jill?
And so this is my first, I've been at Washington Trust for over 4 years now, 4.5 years. And this is my first foray with a financial institution, but I love it. I always tell people in the community when I meet them that I have the best job at the bank. I think many people at the bank will tell you that, but I think my job is the best because I get to create partnerships with nonprofits, drive forward the impact-driven work that they're doing. I get to give away money rather than try to fundraise for it or figure out how people are going to use their money the way that some of our branch folks do. So I think I have the best position. And as you're mentioning, you see people throughout the organization that are involved in all levels of community. I simply get to help unlock the work that those people are doing every single day, which adds up to, almost 8,000 hours of work donated to our communities through volunteerism each year through our 600 plus employees. So it's pretty impressive.
Wow. That is pretty impressive. Let's talk about Shred Day. What is it and why is it so important, Paul?
Yeah, so Shred Day is when anyone, not just customers, can come to a Washington Trust branch with papers they want to shred and securely dispose of. We will shred them on site free of charge. It's important because not safely disposing of those documents with personal information increases the risk of being a victim of fraud or identity theft, which is, superior importance nowadays with all the data breaches, and you don't want to provide them any more information than they can already get to.
Absolutely. When I first joined Washington Trust, they told me that I was going to be running shred days, and I, as a millennial, I didn't get it because I don't have paper. I don't keep paper things. Everything's electronic and encrypted and on drive. So I didn't quite understand the hoopla involved with bringing a big truck that can shred things on site to a parking lot, but the people love it, and people, their tax records, their financial records, their private information, especially when a loved one passes away and you inherit a bunch of boxes, or you make a move from house to house. So it's a really, really necessary service, I've learned over the past couple of years, for sure.
So I was just going to say, as a millennial, not only do I not know where most of if somebody sends me paperwork, I don't know what it is. It goes in a pile somewhere and I'm afraid to open it. Which is not good, by the way. Kids watching at home, open your mail.
Would not recommend.
Yeah, do not recommend. But both of my parents passed away in 2020, and I inherited boxes and boxes and boxes of paperwork, of mail, of a ton of things that had social security numbers on them, had vital account numbers on them, all of this stuff. And I bought, this is where I'm like, guys, go to Washington Trust on Shred Day. I bought a shredder, like a home shredder, right? And I was moving, and I finally, I had garbage bags, giant, lawn and leaf bags full of paper, multiple ones, that I had to shred. And I had this little shredder that was just
Paper
in a
by
garbage
paper.
can. You put in a paper thing. And oh my God, first of all, it took me about a month of hours and hours and hours. I think I could have, if I was watching Game of Thrones or something, I could have binged it 9 times while shredding. For all of that paper. And it made a mess of my room. It made a mess of everything. There was all in the carpet. It was everywhere. The shredder kept getting stuck. It was a mess. So if you have the opportunity and you have stuff to shred, please go to Washington Trust Shred Day, because those trucks are impressive.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's also, as again, you and me, Ben, as millennials, I care about the earth. I like to be green. I like to recycle. And you inherit lawn and leaf bags full of things with social security numbers on them. You can't recycle that paper safely without worrying that something's going to be compromised, right? So not only does it get destroyed, it also gets properly managed as a renewable resource.
We keep saying, as millennials, Paul, I feel bad that we're leaving you out here. You may be a millennial. I don't know.
I am just under the millennial. I'm just at the top of the frame there. So.
Perfect. Great.
I believe we're
You're with
called
us too, Paul.
I believe we're called elder millennials now, Paul.
All right, I'll take it.
We're elder millennials. So on Shred Day, can people come to your branch in Richmond?
Yes, the Washington Trust branch in Richmond is one of the branches that is participating in the Shred Day on Saturday, October 4th, from 10 a.m. till noon.
Awesome. And what sort of items I know that we talked about this a little bit, but what kind of items, bank statements, tax documents, what else can people bring to Shred?
Yes, like you said, old bank statements, tax documents, and other documents that contain your personal and financial information. We can also accept DVDs, CDs, cassette tapes, and floppy disks that have been removed from their case. And we can't accept items that contain heavy metal, no batteries, cell phones, or hard drives.
Now, just for clarification, by heavy metals, you're not saying you can take a Backstreet Boys CD, but you can't take an Ozzy Osbourne CD. You're talking about different types of heavy metal.
As long as it's not in the case, we'll take it.
All right, perfect.
Agnostic to the music choice, yes.
Yes, we're agnostic. That's not what heavy metal means in this case.
Mm-hmm.
Jill, what other branches are participating in Shred Day?
Sure. Branches in Providence, in the Olneyville neighborhood, and in Mystic. Connecticut, which is located at the McQuaid's. And then on the same day as Paul's event, we also have shred events happening in Narragansett and in Warwick at the Centerville Road branch. So every time we do them, we try to go throughout our footprint to serve both customers and community members who may not be customers with the access to the free service.
And this isn't the first Shred Day event, right?
No, each year we run a series of Shred Day events in the spring and in the fall. And we often see the same people come to each who are doing constant cleaning and rotations. But we've been holding them annually for many years at this point. Even throughout COVID, we created kind of a drive-through model where people didn't have to get out of their cars or anything. And so we offer them throughout the year, usually about 10 events throughout the year at different locations throughout our footprint.
That's awesome. And it's more than just about personal security, right?
It is. We take the opportunity to tack on some community support also. For the past couple of years, our spring Shred Day events, we've been partnering with an organization called Amenity Aid that is based in Warwick. But they are basically a hygiene bank. So they collect personal hygiene items and distribute them to direct service agencies throughout the state. Think of it like a food bank, but for hygiene items. If you want your shampoo, conditioner, deodorant, razors, lotions, body washes, whatever it might be, that are unfortunately not covered by SNAP benefits or distributed through food banks, Amenity Aid is there to help. So our customers our customers and community members who've come to our shred events have brought more than 1,200, 1,400 items to our spring events the past couple of years, which is incredible. And then we take the opportunity in the fall, which we're coming up on, to collect food for local food pantries throughout the area. So each branch that is hosting a collection effort has the opportunity to select a food bank partner to receive non-perishable food items. And time is of the essence, especially ahead of the holiday season. So we get to put some food in the hands and on the tables of folks in need at the same time. So you don't have to bring an item to be donated, but it's an opportunity to kill two birds with one stone. Get rid of and recycle your personal information and donate to a good cause. We're working with the St. Patrick's Food Pantry in Providence. We're working with Safe Futures in New London, the Johnny Cake Center of Peacedale, Neighbors Helping Neighbors in Warwick, and then in Richmond, New Hope Chapel has a food pantry that we will be working with for any items collected during those events.
That's awesome. I have done some peripheral stuff with most of those organizations, and they're fantastic. And now, am I right in thinking that it seems like there's a lot of community engagement in the Washington Trust branches lately? Because I keep hearing about them while I do these interviews, not just with you, but like I said earlier, when I've talked to everybody over the 50 over 50, like, everybody's doing something.
Yeah,
Yes.
we have a lot happening.
I might be a little delay. Sorry.
No, that's okay. We have a lot happening. There's actually
an echo when I talk, by the way.
No,
Okay.
not for me.
All right.
We currently actually there's a promotion going on. Well, first of all, as we started this call, we kicked it off with it's our 225th year. So we embarked on this year with a mission to, you don't turn 225 by accident. It happens on purpose. Means you're doing something right and you're working with and to the benefit of the communities where you do business. So we started off the year just wanting to say thank you to the communities that have helped us get to 225 years old. And so part of that is a checking promotion that we recently that we introduced earlier in the year, and we've recently extended through November of this year. Which is if you open a new checking account at Washington Trust, business or personal, you can earn $200 for you. And you can choose an organization from a short list of organizations to receive a $25 donation on your behalf from Washington Trust. So simply by opening an account, you get $200 for you and $25 for your community. So that promotion has recently been extended through November 30th of this year, which is very exciting. And we're seeing a lot of positive feedback. Some of the organizations you can donate to are the Rhode Island Community Food Bank, South County Habitat for Humanity, the Financial Literacy Youth Initiative. You can choose to donate to Tides Family Services. There's organizations throughout the state that are serving folks in need that can benefit from you having a Washington Trust checking account.
That's awesome. And in the Richmond branch, you guys are supporting Matthew's Wish.
Yeah, so every year we participate in the Matthew's Wish, where we collect toys, and Matthew comes and picks them up and distributes them to the local organization. It's a very popular collection here in town, and we're proud to be a part of it.
That's awesome. Paul, how was the ice cream party for Customer Appreciation Day back in August?
Yeah, we had an ice cream truck outside for a couple of hours. Many customers stopped by and visited us, and they took the time to also enter the raffle that we had going, where we had gift cards from our local vendors here in town. It was a very popular day. The ice cream was very popular. It was a beautiful day. It was about 80 degrees on our birthday, so
it was gorgeous.
Very well received that day.
That's awesome. Ironically, the seeds of 321 Media were birthed directly across the street from 1200 Main Street in Wyoming, at the Richmond branch. Patrick and I, my business partner, met when before it was a Dollar General, before it was a Walgreens, before it was a Hill. There was an Exxon across the street that housed a Subway sandwich shop. And for a brief period of time, I was the manager at that sandwich shop at Subway. And Patrick worked with me when we were in high school. And we would walk across the street every day to Washington Trust to make our deposits for Subway. And we would hang out on Sundays when it was slow while everybody was at home watching football. And we would talk about doing something special together someday, and that became 321. So staring out the window, looking longingly at Washington Trust was a big part of our Sunday routine over at that Subway. And as I said off the air, my grandmother took me down to the Richmond branch of Washington Trust when I was 3 years old to open up my first savings account. And so I will forever have special memories of that branch, even though I don't live in Richmond anymore. It'll always be a part of me, and my favorite Washington Trust.
I won't tell
No
anybody.
offense to Westerly, but
well, I mean, you'll just have to come back and retrace your footsteps as a 3-year-old on October 4th.
Absolutely. And hey, I have a piece of paper here that I could bring on October 4th.
Perfect.
Maybe even this one.
2 pieces of paper and a can of green beans. That's all you need.
There we go. I'm down. So bring some food, some non-perishable food items to donate to the food pantries. Bring your paper, your CDs, as long as they're not heavy metal, apparently. And come on down to Washington Trust. And while you're there, open up a checking account. Open up a checking account before November 30th. You get $200 for yourself, $25 donated into the community. Thank you guys so much for being here. This is awesome. I love our partnership with Washington Trust. This has been so much fun.
Thank you, Ben.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Absolutely. Thank you to Jill. Thank you to Paul. My name is Ben. Bye for now.